We are here. Sorry I'm late, you guys, but hey, guess what? Welcome to the Aquatic Morning Show and Dr. Anthony. We are here. Sorry I'm late, you guys. Are you a duck? What is that?
Wow.
I thought it would come out easier.
Ow.
It's trying to be weird. Is your teeth okay?
Hey,
Yeah.
we like weird around here.
I still have, like you, I had oral surgery, so I have still have stitches in my mouth, and she
There you
pulled
go.
them out.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Aquatic Morning Show, where the Aquarius go and everybody else to be in here on the Aquatic Morning Show. Thanks for being here, and let's see who is in chat. Let's see. Mistress No Guardians helping you Snella from the start, and yes, you did, ma'am. Thank you very much. Eduardo, I hope you're done with all that testing, man, or watching over the students as they test. It's like been 3 weeks, it seems like. Jennifer Weaver, good morning. Miss Lori, good morning. Thanks. Jenna P. About to head to the airport. Yeah, y'all be careful. Be very, very careful. She's headed to Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
That's right. Bigfoot Fish Tanks. Good morning, Dennis. Bonoski Tanks, Fish Kodo. Good morning. Victoria Lee Creates. Scotty the Fish Freak. he's the one over the Clash, right? I think so. Berkeley Bell, good morning. Dennis Christensen, good morning. Gina's Reef.
Was it funny?
They thought it was.
Let's see, the Nano Aquarium guy. I had misplaced my glasses. Can't find them. Matt. Liquid Zoo only thins. One. Oh yeah. We got it. Tennessee Aqua.
Morning, Robert.
Yeah. Glad you could be here this morning. You're always busy lately. Levi's Aquariums and Terrariums. Good morning, Levi. Hey, Levi, how are the clownfish doing? Are they breeding anymore yet? Have you tried? Melbourne's Reef. Good morning. Texas Native Aquatics. Good morning. You want Matt to give the presentation for you? That would be good. That would be good. Yes, that's the Clash Guide. That's the new channel name. All right. Scotty the Fish Freak. And there's James McCoy at the bottom saying Gracie needs her hot dog. And Sonny, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it to Mama's today. So we're in the process of trying to get our or his border collie bred one time and the one time only. And then we're having her spayed. But I took her Saturday. And I was supposed to take her back today, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it because I got fish to ship out. So, and it usually takes me a long time. Oh, Levi, you don't have any clowns? Oh, I guess I got you confused with someone else. Sorry. I can do that. I can do that. You guys, guess what I got? Oh, let me reach up here and grab it. So, did I tell you guys that I got a present in the mail one day? I think I did. Then Dr. Rosario, or no, it's not Doctor. I don't know if it's Doctor. I don't remember if it's Dr. Lazaro or not, or if it's just Lazaro. Anyway, he's the killifish guy, but I like the book so much. I got your book coming too. That I have another one to give away. I'm gonna give away one. I'm keeping one, but I'm gonna give away one. I don't know when yet though, so I'm gonna tease you a little bit. What does that say? Oh, one in a minion. Oh, I love it. You are one in a minion. You are. And I also got my Amazonas magazine, I think. Hang on, let me grab it. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh, running around. My Amazonas magazine. I've got to go back. I want to get the one that has the killifish on it, and the other one that has the gobies on it. This one says Stellar Stargazers. So Biotope Aquarium contest is in here. So we may go through that later too. So how was your weekend, Doc?
It was okay. Nothing spectacular. Went to my daughter's for Easter yesterday, so we had a nice little Easter brunch. Did lots of water changes. What did we do Saturday? Nothing, really. Yeah, I just did water changes this weekend. That was it.
I hear you. Matt said, "Doc, why are you being so quiet?"
Well, I don't want to interrupt Jess. You know, she was on a roll.
I was running with it, right?
Yeah,
I'm rambling because I was late.
Yeah, I'm just a guest here. You know, this is her show.
Yeah, it's everybody's show. It's everybody's show. Eric Wyrock, hey. I did a bunch of water changes this weekend. And then yesterday I got like 3 different sides to the family. So we got my mom, well, actually, yeah, my mom, my dad, and then Joe's mom. But his side of the family is like, oh my God, it's huge, like a big Italian family. And then mine is divorced family. So I got my mom's side and my dad's side. And so they do not holiday together. So I have to see them at different times. So I went and seen my mom Saturday. And then yesterday we went to Red Lobster and ate. Well, they ate. And then we left there and went to Joe's mom's and ate pasta suga.
Oh, pasta suga, yeah.
It was good. Really, really good.
No idea what pasta suga is.
Pasta, like pasta.
Okay.
Pasta suga. So it's like spaghetti, but it doesn't have meat in the sauce. It has, you can make meatballs, but it's just it's like the real Italian recipe. Joe's grandmother's mother brought it over from Italy with them. So,
man, it was still good. I mean, how long of a flight was that? Like 12, 14 hours?
They probably took a boat back then.
Oh, man, it'd probably be spoiled. I wouldn't have eaten that.
Imagine it was. Hey, maybe that's what gives it such a good flavor.
Maybe. The bacteria starts to digest everything, and it's pre-digested.
Like alcohol, you got to let it ferment.
That's right.
Oh, Brickley Bell is sketching out a plan for an aquascape for Stephen right now. I have never sketched an aquascape out before I ever did it.
I just throw things together.
I think I do too. I just do that, and then I'm like, okay, well, this will look good there. I think this will look good there. Well, I'm going to put this there just because it fits.
Yep.
Joe Shrimp Shack is lurking this morning. Did you see his little short on the skunk?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I want one. I want one so bad. But we can't find any. We don't have any vets around here anymore that will de-skunk them, because you're really not supposed to.
I had a episode with a skunk in Commerce, Texas.
Yeah, they got them.
Yep.
We have them down here, that's for sure.
Yep.
What was it? Was it armadillo or skunks that are not native
to where?
the South? Or maybe they came from Mexico.
Well, yeah, that's a normal gateway is up through. But yeah, armadillos are native. That's the Louisiana bird.
Yeah.
Because they, when their defense mechanism is to jump straight up in the air to get away from a predator when they're scared, and so when a diesel truck comes on them, they jump straight in the air and they get plowed over.
They are everywhere.
Yes.
And we got deer right now being hit left and right. It's unreal. Stephen Powell, good morning and welcome from the Facebook side.
Oh, this is on Facebook too?
We are on Facebook.
Wow.
Let's see, Facebook, Twitch. Oh my gosh, what's the other one? There's two more. It sends a tweet out when we go live.
Wow.
And yeah, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch are all live. And then when we begin, it sends a tweet out to Twitter now. So, yes. Now, there is a discussion.
You're famous.
Oh, I wish. I wish. One day. Maybe. Maybe. It's not so much me that I want famous as I want the morning show to be famous.
Aha. You want to be syndicated.
Yes.
Picked up on some cable channel.
That's right. Or at least a radio.
iHeartRadio.
Yeah. I every now and then when I take Colton to work in the mornings, I listen to Walton and Johnson. And that radio show's been around, I think, since the 70s.
Mm.
And it's kind of political, but they're funny as I'll get out. And they started out just little. Of course, they didn't have YouTube in the 70s, but
yep.
They still started out little bitty in a little town with maybe a few listeners on that at that time of whatever time they were being broadcasted. Gotta find the right words. Paul McCarthy, good morning.
No, it's good evening for him since he's across the pond.
That's right. I forget about that. I forget all who is across the pond.
Yeah.
New local Austin. Good to see you, man. And Misfit Reptiles and Aquatics. Good morning, Brennan. Golly, where you been, New local Austin? You must have been working your rear off. I ain't seen you in a while.
He's been on 6th Street too much in Austin.
I'm famous to you all. That's sweet. So when I went to my mom's Saturday, she's got ghost shrimp, grass shrimp, whatever.
Yep.
And I have a hard time keeping them, which is really weird because I can keep Neos no problem. Well, she's the opposite. She can't keep Neos, but she can keep these grass shrimp. So this time,
is her water hard?
Extremely hard.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
it is. In fact, I wrote down her parameters. I brought her her water home and tested it, and I'm gonna send some of it to Steven also. But it was her. She's on a well, and the well out of the tap. Where did it go? I know it was 800.
Wow.
892 with TDSs.
And that's pretty hard.
Mine is half of that.
Yeah.
But normally my parameters get pretty high in the tanks. If I don't watch them, they can get up into 1200.
Yeesh.
If I just, and this is a lot of times before I didn't know you topped off with RO. I was just topping off with my regular water. And so I had some tanks that were very high or very hard. But her pH is 7.6.
It's not bad though.
Mine is 7.0, and about 420 come out of the tap. So I guess I'll have to find a tank that I've got really high TDSs in, and try to raise them, which explains why she can't raise the Neos, because it's too hard.
Yep.
Whips World. New local Austin. You work Monday through Friday. Therapy for my client is during the show time, so lurk in when you can. Oh, well, thank you. I hate it though that you got therapy during the morning show to do now for someone, but at least somebody needs you. Jay Oliver, Guppies and Aquatics. Good morning, Jay. As always, I hope everyone is doing well and staying healthy. We're doing. We're doing. Mike's Aquatics and Things. Miss Kelly Foreman. Good morning. How are you?
Where's the Miss Dee Dee this morning?
You know what? I'm really not sure where Miss Dee Dee is this morning. She sent me all the stuff, to play that she does.
Yeah.
But she normally does that anyway. But I don't know. I don't remember if she had an appointment or not. I know she had to redo her hair appointment.
Oh, no. Her hair appointment.
Yeah, she had to redo her hair appointment. And I don't remember if that may be what's going on this morning. Scotty said my GH is 40, KH is 10, nitrate are 0. So what does that make your TDSs? High?
TDS is low. No, TDS would be low.
TDS would be low.
Yeah.
I can test my GH and KH, but it's just easier to do the TDS meter.
Yeah, but remember TDS, it measures everything, everything that's in the water. It may not be your hardness. It may, KH or GH. If you have metals in your water's high in iron, you're going to get a high TDS.
Yeah, and ours is pretty high in water. I mean iron.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is the calcium lines.
Yeah.
But I have low calcium.
Okay.
So it's really weird. It's not enough. Well, let's say it this way. It's not enough calcium to do my mystery snails any good. In fact, it doesn't help them at all.
Yeah.
I have to add calcium for the mystery snails. But, everything else does fine with them. But
Stephen P is trying to get technical with us by calling it divalent metals. Well, Stephen P, not many people would know what divalent metals are.
Nope, not me.
I tend to try to stay away from things like that. Technical terms. I can be really technical, but in my local club, I'm known as Dr. Know-It-All. So I try not to be a know-it-all on YouTube.
Well, you could be a know-it-all here.
No. I like to be a normal person once in a while.
Well, that works too. Be whatever you want to be. Texas.
Well, I want to be a fireman, but that doesn't work. No,
well,
it was a joke. It was a joke.
You can always be a volunteer.
That's right.
I guess I assume they could turn people away, but I don't know why they would.
Well, a 60-year-old man with bad knees and bad back, I don't think I'd make a very good volunteer fireman.
Hey, I bet you could supervise it very well.
Yeah, I could supervise really well. That's right. Hey, there's some go spray water over there. That's
right. That's right. Yep. Hey, did you know that they're smoking over there? And so right. You might want to point the water that direction. Yep. Texas native fish, TDS and hardness are two different things. You can have an extremely high TDS and 0 degrees of hardness. If you don't believe me, just add a little water. No, add a little salt to distilled water and read your TDS. Yes, I know, but I know that there are a lot of minerals and stuff in my water. So I use my TDS now. For the most part. Scotty said, I'll train you, Doc. Been doing it over 20 years.
So Rico's college nickname was Dr. Something at all. You can put in whatever you want for that blank word.
However you feel at the moment.
That's right.
From what I've seen, Rico, I think every word or name could fill in that blank for you for college. I've seen it throughout all the streams.
Every verb you can think of would be Rico.
Yep. That's right. Rico, are you going to go live today after the show? The morning show? You're just waking up. Guess who's been getting up early that never used to get up early and is actually streamed once or twice before the morning show?
Who's that?
LRB, Lucas Brett. So I'm just going to get him. I'm sure he's going to say he's too busy with the move and all, but his excuse for not coming on the morning show was it's too early. He's never up at this hour. He's a night owl. So maybe now's the time to catch him.
Or maybe the real reason he doesn't come on is I don't know.
If there's drama attached to this question that I don't know about, please ignore me. But has anyone heard anything from Rocco? Is he okay? There is no drama. Rocco is still going through physical therapy, which happens to just be at the same time that the morning show is. We all said, Happy Easter to everybody back and forth yesterday. Wish everybody a happy Easter yesterday. Everybody is fine. There's nothing. He's just still going through issues with that knee or hip and knee. So you can send him a message through Facebook, Whips World. He's on Facebook. It's a bank holiday. Monday? I missed something. Mike's Aquatics and things. Did I say hi to you? I don't remember. I know I said hi to my Fish Tanks Aquatics. I'm not sure if I'm going to go today or not. Probably won't know until it's time to go. Okay. All right. Well, I feel bad because I feel like I haven't been sending people your way after the stream, but I knew that you were sick there for a little while or weren't feeling well for a while. And so, we definitely always say in the lineup, but I would like, send people your way.
And I go right after him. And if he's not on, my viewership
today, right?
Kind of wanes, on Mondays.
On Mondays. Oh, that's right. You do go on Mondays, but he goes after you on Mondays if you go.
No, he goes he goes the hour before I go.
Oh, okay.
And then he has the afternoon show, which goes on a little bit after mine. So I'm sandwiched in between Rico, so I'm a Rico sandwich.
That could be taken many different ways, Doc.
I understand. I'm sure Rico would appreciate that.
LRB is too excited for sleep right now. Well, he's not. He's sleeping at night and up early in the morning. You used to never see him up before noon. Could you all please send good vibes to my sister-in-law, Veronica? She was diagnosed with stage 2 Hodgkin's and lymphoma over the weekend. Oh, Eric, we're sorry. Yes. Good vibes and prayers, whatever it is you do, please send them his way and her way. For sure.
Yep.
Who would want to be filling in that sandwich?
I'm not sure I would want to be myself, but you know.
Am I correct that I can put a bird cuddle bone in my snail tank to raise the pH? I don't.
It won't raise the pH.
Yeah, I don't.
It's more of a buffer than anything.
Or well, I put it in there for calcium.
Yeah, that's what you would do. Yeah,
that's what I used them when I did use them. That's what I used them for. I haven't used them in a while. I haven't. I don't like the look of them, and it takes them forever to sink. Forever to sink. All right. Well, you guys, I know, or if Alex hasn't fallen asleep, Alex is going to join us in a little bit. If he, like I said, hasn't fallen asleep already. We were email or texting back and forth earlier this morning, but
Alexander Williamson.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not going to be on if he's coming on.
The fish history and scientific news fish story man.
He was the first YouTube show I was ever on.
Really?
Yeah. He invited me.
That's right. That's right. Doing the crops.
No crops. That was actually the second time I was on.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was the first one?
He just had me on talk about the research center.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I must have missed that one.
That was about a week before I did the necropsy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I must have missed that one because I seen you doing the necropsy.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my goodness, he's so cool. I gotta meet this person.
And then you met me and said, oh man, what a letdown that was.
No, quite the opposite.
This guy is nothing but trouble.
Quite the opposite. You and your wife are amazing people.
I am, not my wife, just me. She's in the shower now, so she can't hear me.
Say if she was in there, you wouldn't say that.
No, I would, but you'd hear her say something.
Beck says, Scotty, if I want to raise my pH in my tanks, I use Seachem Alkaline buffer. I use it to keep my snail tanks at 8.0. Wow.
Mm.
Alkaline buffer. I guess I didn't realize that now we need a Dr. Novak on.
Dr. Novak is the guy who does the.
Oh, that's right. The tanks.
The deep tanks to have anaerobic zones.
That's right. He likes the underground filters. Right.
Or kind of, but he likes deep sand beds to have anaerobic zones and yeah. You know,
I think it just comes down to what you like.
Yeah.
Everybody likes something different and they all work.
You know, that's right. You know, there's all sorts of ways to do this hobby. There's, you know, some, you know, it's whatever you feel comfortable doing. You know, that's what I advocate. Sure. Right. You can try to mimic nature, but in a small aquarium, it's hard to mimic nature because, you know, we're talking about a river or a pond or a lake with millions of gallons of water. You can't do that in a 20-gallon, a 40 breeder.
Right.
You just can't. So you have to do what's best for your situation.
It's hard enough for aquariums to try to mimic and keep up with all of the things for all the different fish that they've got.
Yep.
Oh, there's Danny, Glassbox Hero. Good morning. Slow moving plenums. That's right.
Slow moving plenums. Yep, that's what
Didn't y'all play the Ian played Glassbox Hero last night on his stream? Mike's Aquatics and things. Doc is gonna a lopapag that's gonna come flying through the air. Doc in the head. Bex does that too. It has the Seachem alkaline buffer in the Seachem equilibrium to raise GH. Water is very soft.
Yeah, one of the problems, I know some people that have soft water have to add things to their water, but there's a point where you're going to be chasing your parameters all around, adding buffer, alkalinity in it, then have to put a little bit of acid in it. It's difficult to do if you're trying to make your water be exactly what it is,
right?
Especially for shrimp and things.
Yeah, like my saltwater tank, I was really worried that because it wasn't at 8, that it was gonna crash and keep crashing on me. Mm-hmm. But it's doing fine. I think I have it at 7.8. So I mean it's close, but not at this 8.0 mark. And I was like freaking out. Because I was like, no, it's a saltwater tank. If I don't have it right, exact, it's not going to do. But it's doing fine. Now I know there's certain things I won't be able to keep because they do have to have that high pH. But for the most part, my zoas are doing good. And then this other thing that I have no clue what it is, but it's growing now. And as long as I keep my lights off, I need to take and suspend my lights or get my light up off of the, would be the hood of the tank.
Yeah.
That's what is creating that black mold or whatever that comes up real fast because my light is too bright. But on the other hand, it's not bright enough if I don't have it. So I only use my lights for just a few hours a day, and everything is fine that way. And I keep that black yuck away. I just need to get it up off the tank, and it does good. And I also learned that if I took one of my blowers and angled it kind of towards so that it moved the surface of the water like in waves, that it created that shimmer effect. That it is not the same effect, but it does give a shimmer to the water on the sand.
Yeah,
but it's not the same like science that Kessel has. But it's still, I like it. So, and I was able to do it with a light that's not so expensive. I don't believe in chasing parameters either, but for sales, sometimes you have to take extra measures to ensure their environment is what they need. The only tanks I mess with the water for are my snail tanks because I have to if I want to keep them.
You know what amazes me working in the Amazon is all the snails, all the shrimp that you find in low pH waters. Low TDS, low hardness. How do they get their calcium? How are they able to absorb all that stuff to keep their shells thick? The shrimp keep on molting. That's just amazing to me. So they must be eating, lots of animal waste.
Right.
In terms of dead animals and things, to be able to pick up all that calcium. Yeah.
Danny says if I bring my saltwater tank up to 8.2, I'll get much better coral growth. Correct? Yes, I know, Danny, but I'm not chasing parameters on them. I'm not. I had bought some stuff that was supposed to raise the parameters on it, or raise the pH, and I used it. I seen a little bit of a change, but I was scared that if at one point I didn't have that stuff, and I was scared it was going to crash, and I don't want it to crash. So I'm okay with it the way it is. I mean, what I've got doing fine. So now, I guess if I get another anemone and it doesn't do good again, maybe I would look into it, raising it just a little bit, but I wouldn't do it with that stuff I bought. And I was exactly sure how I would do it, but how do you raise the pH in a saltwater tank? Just like with our stuff, we can use other things for freshwater, but to raise and lower, but like crushed coral or catappa leaves or tannins and stuff like that. But with saltwater, what?
It's the same. It's the same. Yeah. You need to, add more sand, gravel that is able to break down to release some of the calcium, the magnesium, the stuff that raises.
4-inch sand bed on that tank.
Yeesh.
It wasn't on purpose. It's just what we brought back from Florida, thinking that. So what happened was I had a 40-gallon breeder, and it was still pretty thick in that 40-gallon breeder. Well, I got another one given to me, but it was already set up for a wet dry system. So it has that box in this corner of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so no sand goes in that. So it's kind of pushed the sand over some. But I'm going to take that sand and put in my cube to make my little nano one. I have the stuff to do it. I just have not done it. These axolotls are keeping me busy.
Yeah, I counted my axolotl. I have 20.
I've got 32, and I've got some more eggs coming.
Are they all separated?
So one tank, I have them all separated.
Okay.
The other tank, so 16 of them are separated. The other 16 are not separated.
Yeah.
But I'm working on getting them separated because they definitely have their back legs.
Yeah, mine are all together.
Yeah.
And
I mean, so far we've been fine, but
yeah, they're doing fine. I think if you feed them enough,
yeah.
I make sure there's always food in the tank for them. And so I haven't seen any predation at all.
And the only time I seen it was when they were little.
Mm-hmm.
And I had all of them in one tank still. And I had those 2 little bitty ones, which I didn't figure were going to end up making it anyway. And I can't honestly say for sure that it was predation. So they just didn't make it, and it looked like it, but I didn't see it happen. So, but they're getting big fast.
Oh yeah, I was surprised how fast they get.
They're like all but doubling every other day.
I went from a Friday with still the embryos and the eggs to Monday to almost being an inch long little creatures. I mean,
exactly.
It's like, man, I got to start feeding these things. So it's amazing how fast they grow.
It is. I finally took mine, and they're on bloodworms now because I finally found some bloodworms I found the mini bloodworms finally.
Okay.
And because I was taking the other ones and chopping them up, and then it was such a mess. And I didn't like doing that. So I kind of went back to giving them brine shrimp, but the brine shrimp were too small. So when they would wait until they congregated on the bottom and then kind of go over to where there was a bunch of them and then just, inhale a bunch of them at one time. Mm-hmm. So I felt bad for that. So I went on the hunt for some of the mini, once I was told there are mini ones, and found them. My actual LFS had them, but they had them in a different place than the normal ones. And so I found them and I bought all 4 boxes. And then when I checked out, I was like, y'all need to order me some more of this. I just took everything you got. I need them. Order me some more.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the same. Just crushed coral was originally for that, from what I understand, which is why I tried to use, if not able to, then I'll do what Gina's saying. Maybe I should put some crushed coral in there. But the rock is coral. It's not crushed, but
it's harder to break down. You have aragonite in it as well? No. Aragonite is better in terms of trying to stabilize things and raising the pH.
Huh. Miss Victoria Lee Create says, any advice on axolotls? Share. I'm taking care of a baby. Just feed it, eat it, let it. I'm letting it eat it. I'm letting mine eat as much as they want.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah. I throw in lots of food and it's gone the next day. So
it really is.
Yeah.
Yes, Peplin. I did. Me and Joe did blacklight them the other day, and we've got 6 or 7 that light up. Most of the Lucy's do, and I've got I've got 6 Lucy's, I think, 5 or 6 Lucy's. All but one of them glow, and then I have 2 dirty Lucy's that glow.
Ooh, I like to meet the dirty Lucy's. They're more fun. I think.
I know, right?
I got a couple Bettys. Does that help?
I was told they're the life of the party. And then I do have 2 of the wild color ones that glow. So we've got maybe between 6 and 8 that do. I was excited to see that. One of the Lucy's, glows. She is, of course, under the black light only, but we were blown away how much she's putting off or giving or whatever you call it. But they see, you just feed them and clean up after them. Give them as much as they want as babies. I would imagine when they get full grown, you would want to limit it a little bit depending on how fat they get, if they get that. But that's with anything. You want to get one so bad. Wait, I want to get one for me so badly now. After babysitting this one, I'm all in. They are so attentive. It's so funny. I clean the tank. When I'm in there cleaning the tank, the one that I have separated, with them separated, we have it separated by mesh, that plastic mesh, and it's got a long centerpiece, and then it's divided into 20 sections, 10 on the front, 10 on the back, but 4 of them in the back are for the sponge filters in each corner. So then it leaves 6 in the back and 10 in the front. And when I'm cleaning, because I still use a airline hose to clean the tanks with, they watch it, and I've had some of them try to bite it. But they do. And I know everybody says they have a hard, they don't see well.
Mm-hmm.
But they see fine to me. They watch me. You'll aquascape a gym for him if he gets fat. Gina's read, my sister wants an axolotl, so I'll have to keep an eye out for when yours are ready to sell. You know what, Gina? I was told that as soon as them back legs are through and like the length they're supposed to be compared to the body, they're ready to ship. So they ain't far from it. Like, they have their back legs. I just don't know how much. I don't know how long they're supposed to get before. So, and I've never shipped an axolotl, so I'm going to have to educate myself a little bit on that too. They can't make out fine details, but they respond to movement very well. They see that clear hose.
Well, you know, they're also sensing water movement with their whole bodies too.
Yeah. This guy always eats out of the dropper every morning. I agree. I guess some can see well that this one's very much seeing. Yeah.
Yep.
I'd love one. Well, yeah, sure. I'm going to keep 3. And then my friend John is going to take 2 or 3, if not 4 of them. And then the rest of them I'm selling. That's supposed to build my fish room. So, Victoria, what are you feeding it? I don't. Oh. Sonny, no, I don't know yet. You can't say that yet.
That's to the point, I guess. Yeah.
Very much so, but morning show. I don't know yet. I haven't talked to my mom. I'll talk to her after the stream. Because I've got to pack fish. So, you know how long it takes me forever to pack and ship, get fish ready to go to ship. I'm just not fast at it at all. And a lot of times I will redo the bag if I don't like it. And I figured out, y'all, I felt so stupid. So here, I'll demonstrate real quick. So you have a bag. Okay. Put the water in the bag, put the fish in the bag, and I have a heat sealer. And so you heat seal it all but one little bitty space here on the end that we can fill up with air and then hold it tight, you know, to seal it again. I was trying to seal it underneath my hand where the line that I had left open, the partial line. Problem is that I would not get a good seal on it because either maybe some water had splashed up in it or something happened. So I realized that I could seal it anywhere above this little opening that I left because this is going to fill up with air too. And then I can come back and whatever length I want it at and seal it below that. And God, that made things so much easier after I figured that out last week. I was like, how did I not know this? How did I not pick up on that little thing watching the video? I mean, you just see somebody, you know, heat seal it. You didn't realize that they were heat sealing it above or below a line that I feel so stupid. But
that's why I use rubber bands. So much easier.
And I was using, and I will use rubber bands. I've got plenty of them.
Yeah.
I go back and forth from using my heat sealer to using the rubber bands. I think the heat sealer looks better, I guess. And if it works great. But I have had issues where the seams bust.
Yeah.
In shipment, whether it's full of air. I think what happens is it gets full of air, and then whether it has a heat pack in it or not, and then temperature from north to south or south to north or whatever fluctuates and makes the bag expand or not expand. And I think that it was busting the seams on some of them because I had them so full of air.
Yeah.
So I had quit using the heat sealer for a long time and went to just, not, or putting rubber bands on them again. And then last week I went back to use, or 2 weeks ago, I went back to using my heat sealer and then figured out I could go below it and do that. Cause I think it looks, I would say more professional, but just cleaner, I guess. And I think it leaves a little bit more room because you don't have all that extra space of the knot. But I mean, either way, I always just double knotted my fish bags. What do you mean double knotted?
Well, some people don't even use rubber bands. They just tie it.
Like you would put a knot here and then a knot here?
I guess that's what he's saying.
How do you have enough room? It's got to be an awful long bag. Hey, there's Freshwater Ichthyology. They're going to join us on Friday. Sonny. Okay, so James McCoy is Sonny, who lives with us. And I know Gracie wants puppies, but she'll be okay if I take her tomorrow. I promise. We're good. We're still in that timeline. We're okay. Freshwater Ichthyology. And then, hey, Motor City Aquatics. Good morning. Do you know Championship Show Guppy channel? Yep. He mounted his sealer to the wall. Looks pretty smart when you get time to check it out. Yeah, I know who he is. I haven't seen it though. He's the one, isn't he the one that did the Hey Doc, I have a question. Here we go.
Okay.
Can you actually, and will it work, circumcise a guppy? A ribbon fin guppy's gonopodium are always longer because they're ribbon fin, but it's not the gonopodium itself that's long, it's the fin, right?
Yeah, but the gonopodium is that the last couple, it's a modification of the last couple fin rays. So those gonopodiums are not functional, basically.
Right. That's what we've been told.
Yes.
Now, that guy said he did anyway, and he did a video on it, but I don't know that I actually seen him do the cut, but said he did. And he might have, but I don't remember. It's been a while. So it was cut. What would happen?
Well, if it was cut, in the old days, it used to be said that a lot of the guppy breeders from Southeast Asia who would ship fish here, really good quality fish, would cut the gonopodiums of the males, and that would leave them sterile. because the gonopodium becomes dysfunctional.
Useful.
Yeah, it can't function correctly. So I would suspect that if you cut the fin rays on these guppies, it's not gonna work.
It wouldn't work anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
We had this conversation back when I first started live streaming, and God, what was his name? Jesse with oh, you guys, what is Jesse's YouTube name? Lives in Hawaii. Anyway, we were on a late night stream and we were talking about it, and everybody was like, yeah, you should do it. You should do it. HC Aqua. That's it, Lori. Thank you. And I was like, okay, well, I'll do it. I'll do it and I'll video it. And then that other guy did it and videoed it. And then I just didn't. I just was like, I'm going to ask more questions before I do this. So, so the reason I would have done it, because I have got some amazing males that are long fin.
And what you need to do is have a male that's not long fin.
Yeah.
Because the females are going to be carrying that gene.
Right.
And they're going to be passing it on to the males. But the males, once they get those long filaments on their anal fin, it basically renders them
unuseful,
sterile.
Yeah. That guy, he cut it and then he put them in salt, like a salt bath, to like heal them, and then put them in with some females to see if the females got pregnant. My argument with that was how do you know those were not already bred females?
Yeah. And you remember, guppies, females can hold on to their spermatophores for 2 or 3 broods. So,
right.
That's.
Yep. Well, Eduardo, it's just like, it would be just like a little boy when he's born, I mean.
Yeah, but you don't make him unfunctional, though.
No.
That's the thing.
Right.
By cutting off the gonopodium, you're making that fish now a eunuch, basically.
Right.
They may look good, but that's it.
Right. Now you can use, they're not like, even the ones with the long fins are not useless. They can be used as teaser males. So they can keep the other male active.
Yeah.
That's what I do with mine. But I had always wondered if that actually worked.
Yeah, it's not going to.
Bye, Paul. Go get you some fish food. Hi, Paul. Hi, Paul McCarthy. Bye, Paul. I don't think I said hi to you. Good morning and goodbye.
You said hi to him earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Tend to forget who I have and who I haven't.
Because we're talking about he's over the pond, so.
That's right.
Yep.
Yep, I miss Jesse. Yep, he's one that was had a big fish room, and then moved and was building a house. I think they were building 2 houses, if I'm correct. His mom's house and then their house. And he couldn't have all the fish room or the fish tanks in that house while they were waiting on building their house. And we see him every now and then in a late night stream. But he used to be all over the place. Everybody changes.
Yep.
Hopefully for the good. Hopefully for the good. But yeah, that was a very interesting thing. Come on. So, but I got my King Tiger Plecos.
Ah.
I did. I got 3 of them.
3.
Yep, 3 of them. So hopefully I have male and female. Well, Beignet, we'll get that figured out if I don't end up with a male and a female. But they're from Fishy.
Okay.
And I was supposed to have had them like in the fall, but it got cold on us really fast, and I didn't want to ship them in the winter if he was okay with keeping them. So he just hung on to them for me during the winter until it was warm enough to ship. And so we shipped them last week, and they've been in the tank doing great.
Yeah, I get a weekly price list from an exporter in Brazil, and he always has wild caughts, and I did a fake order once just to see how much it would cost for all the fish I wanted to order, and just the fish I wanted to order was $2,600 just for the fish.
I know.
All the and stuff, and that's not including the shipping, which is going to probably be another $2,000. So it's like, my wife would have a cow if I did that.
I didn't do Matt, I didn't do an unboxing. I was late getting home, and it was dark, and I should have done an unboxing, but I didn't. I've got so much video stuff that I still got to get out from Aquashella. So I'm kind of lacking on other things, but this week I will have an unboxing. I may just do it live, depending on who else is live at the time, because I've got a bunch of shrimp coming in. So I should have, but they're about 2 inches long now. Maybe 2.5, maybe. Greg. Good morning, Greg. I had a blue acara jump out of the bucket and dry. Oh no. Found it peeled up off the floor, put in the bucket to deal with a few minutes later, and was swimming. See? It happens. That killifish did it to me.
They're ghost fish.
I should have, Matt. I really should have done it. I've been busy. Well, I'm glad it's okay, Greg. Right? All right, you guys. It is the midpoint of the show, and you guys know what we do at this time. We take a short break so I can run go potty and refill my cup, which I'm drinking out of an Amazon Research Center cup this morning.
Thank you very much.
You can be a coffee cup sponsor if you would like. We have Miss Dee Dee and Miss Lori as of right now. And also we have a big sponsor, which is Joe from Joe's Shrimp Shack. And he helps us out a lot. And keeps the show running a lot. So, and he's back from vacation. But right now, this is his commercial on everything that he has for sale. And no, I still have not done the voiceover, but I will promise you I will get to it soon. So here we go. You're muted.
It's not one thing, it's another. I tell you, I'm not the smartest person in the world, you guys, okay?
Hey, I do it all the time. So what does that say about me?
Well, you're from Louisiana. That's to be expected.
Oh. Okay.
Remember, I went to school in Louisiana, so I know about you people.
Hey, it makes it fun and interesting.
That's right.
All right, you guys. How about a little duckweed dance this morning? Got some duckweed dance from Denny Weshe.
Are you ready, Steven? Kenny?
Yeah.
Greg?
Okay.
All right, Fish fam. Let's go! Oh, it's been getting so hard living with you floating in my tank. I can't. You're blocking all the light out, and now my stems are starting to turn gray. I see you plant in the back. As a matter of fact, it used to be as red as the sun. And the cringe in the corner that no one ignores, because it's that pink flamingo one. Oh, yeah, it keeps sickening. It's so sickening. So it's time to get moving, or the plant's gonna be losing. There's a plant in the back that's starting in the back, so you better do the duckweed dance. And the cream in the corner is melting, and I'm wondering, so it's time to do the duckweed dance. Duckweed dance. Duckweed dance. Duckweed dance. Duckweed dance. Oh, I'm reaching in for something, but duckweed is all I seem to find. Oh, and all it takes is one piece, and then it's super mega multiplied. And the plant in the back is bent with a crack. I think that it just might die. And the crit in the corner is already a mortar. It melted right before my eyes. Oh, yeah, I was so hectic. I'm feeding my septic. I'm hardly breathing. So this duckweed is leaving. There's a plant in the back that's starting in the black, so you better do the duckweed dance. And the cream in the corner is melting, and I'm wondering, so it's time to do the duckweed dance. Duckweed dance, 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 dance. Oh, yeah, it keeps sickening. It's so sickening. So it's time to get moving, or the plant's gonna be losing. There's a plant in the back that's starting in the black, so you better do the duckweed dance. And the cream in the corner is melting, and I'm wondering, so it's time to do the duckweed dance. Duckweed dance. Duckweed dance. Duckweed dance. Duckweed dance. Dance, dance, a duckweed dance. Dance, dance, a duckweed dance. Dance, dance, a duckweed dance. Yeah, duckweed dance.
And we're back. Are
This
you
time
unmuted?
I'm not muted.
I was going to say, are you unmuted? My phone, I said, and we're back, and my phone acted like I wanted me to talk to it. Yeah. 8:42. Miss Dee Dee says, I won't be there today. 45
We're
minutes
late.
of the show. Kind of figured that, Miss Dee Dee.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I do appreciate you being here, Doc. That way I wasn't by myself.
Well, I'm like the straight man, I guess. I'm the guy who sits next on the couch, just waiting for guests to come and tries to be the comic relief.
Hey, Fishy Mom. Good to see ya. You must have had telepathy going on or something. I was talking about the Plecos. Oh. What? Are you going to talk to him too? She's going to talk to y'all too.
Your dog? Oh, okay.
She's going to talk to him too? Oh. I don't know if you can make it right there, Lena. Can't make it right there. Oh, guess you can. Okay. All right. Now you're up here. This is the one that y'all seen grow up from a puppy. It's the one I kept out of the litter. Do you see her collar? Look. I made her collar. It's bling.
Bling, bling, bling.
It's bling. Gotta have bling. You going down now? You jumped up here, but you want down now? All right.
I just want to see the dog.
Do you want down or not? What do you want? She don't know what she wants. Typical woman, right?
Yep. I know how that is.
No, I'm easy. I want it all. That's just... I just don't know what I want first. That's right, Eduardo. You know her. Oh, Pedrek. Hey, sister. That's my sister. Right there. Are you going to start making dog collars? No, I just make my dog's collars. I mean, I could. They're easy as I'll get out, but... And they said these collars sell for like a lot of money if you were to buy them. But I have enough to do. I don't need to add something else. I don't need to add something else. My lap is just about too small for you, little one. You're not too little anymore, though. I still call her little one, though. Little girl. Huh. Yep. That's right. Those rodeo girls and their bling. That's right. I like my bling. What was that song?
I like my bling.
What'd she say?
She's just saying, I like my bling.
Oh.
See, they can hear you.
I couldn't hear exactly what she said. Not that country song that talks about the rodeo queen and her bling or something like that. And her.
Well, no, I was saying it. The name of the song is "I Like My Bling."
Oh.
We don't know country songs in this house. Come on, we don't know.
Oh, it's. I wish I could remember what it is.
Rhinestone
Everything
Cowboy.
that glitters is not gold.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I thought about that, but I did. Yeah, belts have all the bling on them, and then the horses got to have the bling on them too. So they've got silver all over their breast collars and their bridles, and heck yeah. We even would go to the point sometimes when we were in trail rides and put bling in their tails and their manes. Yep. For sure. Thank you, Miss Lori, for putting my sister's website out there. For sure.
The social media lady website.
Yeah. Her company, which runs itself pretty much, she started it and is doing great. Oh, Eric Wyrock, let's dance. Okay.
Bye.
Won't. Thank you, Eric. No, I have an amazing employee that runs it. Well, that you do. That you do. I used to do crystal wire wrapping. I made a couple bling pendants for a few animals too. Crystal wire wrapping.
I started reading it and I thought he was going to say, I used to do crystal meth.
Well, you know.
I know, that's came to my mind first. Yeah, he is a rock star, so you never know. Yeah.
We all have our secrets.
Yep.
We all have our ghosts in the closet or skeletons in the closet.
That's true.
Eric comes up with that. He did that last week. Let's dance. That's why I made it. I guess I need to kick the super stickers up $2 more to get the dance. No.
Yeah, he did a super sticker very early on. Yes.
Today?
Yes.
I never seen it.
Well, you know what? You're blind to him, I guess.
Oh my gosh. Whip, I am so sorry. No, it's for any super sticker. So here you go. I cannot believe I did not see that.
Yeah, you did. I was going to say, where's the dance video? But I thought maybe it was only last week you did the dance video.
No, it's for any super sticker, super chat.
You're a bad person, Jess. A really bad person.
Man, he did one at the end of the show the other day also. And we had already started playing the in the string song, and I wrote it down to play it the next morning, and
oh, man, why do people show up for this? Why do they show up for this abuse?
I don't know. There it is right there. Whip's World, $2 super sticker. Thank you, Whip. I am truly sorry again. I didn't mean not to see it. I don't know what I was doing. Was it during the...
No, it was just, we were just...
There's a whole bunch of... There's a whole bunch of things right here that I didn't see. I wonder if my chat jumped and I just didn't know it jumped.
Yeah, everybody always blames their chat jumping. Yeah,
I know, right? But it does.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've seen that one, but I didn't see this one.
You're just too self-absorbed. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Not me. Quite the opposite. I may want to make sure that I look nice, but everything else, is note for anybody, for everybody else. With axolotls, it's not so much the intentional predation. It's more about the accidental biting because they don't see very well. See, I missed that.
Yeah. Except when they're adults. I did a survey once and we found a bunch of, well, they weren't axolotl, but they were tiger salamanders in the Texas plains, and all the larvae, the big larvae had smaller larvae in their mouth. They were just eating each other up.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that was totally intentional. But those were big ones.
I have a few dead people in the closet.
Yeah. We probably all have a few dead people in our closet.
Put them glasses on, woman. Hey, Geek Boy, if I could find them, I would. That's what I said at the beginning of the stream. I don't know where they're at. I can't find them. They're probably in that big old hole of a purse I got. I lose everything in. Wait, it may be that you are busy talking about the hellos and talking about important stuff that you missed it all. Well, I wish.
Yeah, blame me. I'll take the blame for it. Impotent stuff.
I was very involved with the axolotl talk. I was. Impotent. That's funny. I blame Dr. Anthony. He saw it and said nothing. Just pointing that out.
Yep. I'll take the blame. I'll take the blame on this one.
Matt, it's okay, Eduardo. It happens to all of us.
Yeah, but if it happens all the time, then you have a problem, Eduardo. Seek a doctor.
It seems like if I'm on my phone, if I'm texting on my phone, nothing ever comes out the way I want it. Ever. I can't spell. The other day when I was trying to do the hashtag, what was it? Mama something. And we were spelling it the Southern way. And I couldn't spell it. My phone kept reverting to all kind of different things.
Yes.
And they were like, nope, just try again, Jess. Try again, Jess. I was like, I'm just going to quit. Typing too fast and submitting without double checking. Yep, I do that too. I do that too. Well, guess what, you guys? Guess what time it is? Guess what time it is?
8:30.
It's time for Fish History and Scientific News with Axe, the secret history living in your aquarium, who gets this to me at by this time in the morning on Mondays, just in time for the show.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Fishery. So I'm Alex with the Secret History Living in Your Aquarium on the Aquatic Morning Show. Just as I do every week, I have an episode each day that the Aquatic Morning Show runs on top of all my other episodes, and my members always get to see all of them at once first if they're interested in doing so for just $1.99 a month. So the first story we have this week is about an interesting new study that just came out about guppies. So this is a story where they fed guppies a specific type of food. And one thing that we've known for a long time is that it's far, far more beneficial to the ecosystem and to the food supply chain in general to use insects as a source of protein for pets and for ourselves too. Even they're just a lot better at eating, whether it's grass or algae or whatever it may be. They're a lot better at converting it to energy, and then us being able to eat it or feed it to our pets or whatever. So they wanted to do a study to see if they could feed just one type of food, one mealworm, one bug, one whatever, to guppies, especially as babies, when it was really critical that they have a pretty well-rounded nutrient source, even if those are very trace nutrients. And so they came up with feeding them super worms, which are actually a type of beetle larva. And the Latin name for those beetles is Zophobus morio. And they ground that beetle into like a powder, and then they fed that to Bacillio reticulatus, or reticulata, the guppy. And they also gave them other things like mealworm, dried flake food, and in one tank they gave them known food from the wild, and they fed them that, and they saw how they grew. Then in another tank, and they gave them as much of it as they wanted. Like they had like a dispenser every few minutes, and then the tank got cleaned very frequently. And in the other tank, they had a choice of 4 different foods that would be dispensed into the tank, and the fish could eat a little bit of this, a little bit of that, whatever. And it was mealworms ground up, it was crickets, and then it was flake food, and then also the other one was granules from basically bug bites. In the study it doesn't say fluval bug bites, but it's black soldier larva fly, black fly soldier larva beetle, whatever you call them, little cocoons, whatever. They were ground up and pressed into granules. So that has to be fluval, I would assume, bug bites. They always have the black soldier fly larva in their foods. So in any case, they gave them the choice of those 4 plus also the super the super, I can't get over the name of it, the super larva or the super worm, depending on who you are and what you call it. But it was interesting because then they gave them just that worm in another tank. So they had these 3 different studies kind of going, and the control was supposed to be the ones in the wild. And then the best nutrition possible statistically about all the things a guppy could need were going to be in that tank where they could choose and eat a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Well, it turned out that at the end of 45 days, they all had the same growth rate, and they all had no discernible different look in coloration and how vivid they were coming along. So they carried it out to adulthood, and the same held true. And so what it really proved was that this may be a viable source of food for guppies, but not just for guppies. Guppies are kind of a model for a lot of different fish, and it may be that they're a viable food source for a lot of different fish. And yeah, it's just kind of interesting because they're a super rich in protein food source. They don't require a lot of maintenance. And then there's also another little piece to this study that I thought was super interesting. And of course, as always, for anybody who's a member on my site, it's linked here in the community tab, the studies and all the info that you could want that I found on these stories. But it's interesting too that they also like the flavor. I mean, they chose to eat the super worm, and it had the highest protein content. So that kind of makes sense evolutionarily. Now, this was published in the Annals of Animal Science just last month, and it's article 22, page 371 to 384. And another little tidbit that I came across about these beetles, which is really cool, when I was looking into, like, is it really sustainable? Like, is raising these a good thing? Why not just use like leftover salmon parts or tuna or, something that's being processed already for human food, and then they take the scraps and they turn into fish food or dog food. And that's often what's in our pressed or dried foods. Aquarium Co-op actually has a great fry food that is powdered fish meal, which is like salmon. So super high in protein and other things. Now, you do run into partially the issues of heavy metals being in a lot of these fish, though. So that's one downside. Over the long term, there could be some, bad effects of storing that up in a food source for a fish that lives a long time, to have lead or mercury in their food. Now, in 2016, there was a study, and a group of high school students at Ateneo de Manila Universidad found that they could also be used as a waste disposal vector, these larvae. And so they were found that they to eat polystyrene expanding foam. So like stuff for caulking and all sorts of nasty packaging needs. So basically styrofoam and then also house caulking foam. They found that they would actually eat that and get nutrients probably from the carbon. But when they broke it down, it was reorganized molecularly. So it wasn't just little microparticles of that same plastic byproduct, which is really big news because, the storyline has been that plastic is forever, or last 60,000 or 100,000 or however long. And now we're learning that certain bacteria, certain fungi can eat these. Well, it's pretty cool to see that there's a bigger animal. There's a larva from a beetle that can actually do that. And so it's that same one. And I don't know what the health repercussions would be if we were feeding those beetles polystyrene and then feeding them to the fish. But it's something to think about, and it would be killing 2 birds, 3 birds, 4 birds with one stone if we switch to something like that. And I think fluval bug bites have really shown that you can really get a lot from one insect in particular. You can supplement that with, color enhancers and things, but one insect will definitely sustain a fish, if not make them flourish. And it's just a matter of finding the right one for the right types of fish. But I found this really fascinating and thought, boy, we could really actually do some good by breaking down the shipping products that go with the fish industry, all the insulated materials, boxes, the polystyrene, and actually then feeding that to our fish. So I thought that was a really cool twist on the story, something interesting. And I don't know the ins and outs of all of it, just found that info. But you can look through the info and the studies yourself. And I hope you enjoyed that one. I really like that one myself. So I'll talk to you guys later next time on Fishery. Back to you, Jess.
So I'm going to be really nitpicky on
Go for it.
And I saw that stream. I'm a member of his channel, so I saw that earlier today, and I actually commented on it. One thing science doesn't do in terms of our biological sciences, we don't prove anything. What science does in this case, it provides evidence to support something.
Okay.
So it doesn't prove that the animals can survive on this food. It just supports the idea that they can. So I'm being really nitpicky as a scientist.
Okay.
And he said that they may have used bug bites in the study. Within all studies, if they use a particular name brand of food, they would say they use that name brand, because what science wants to do is they want you to be able to look at exactly what they did in the study and have you be able to repeat the study to check if they were correct in their assumptions. And the beetles, you can use mealworms to consume styrofoam. That's done all over the place now for people who use lots of styrofoam, and the toxins are broken down, and you can feed those mealworms, the larvae, to your fish without any ill effects.
What?
Yeah. So mealworms consume styrofoam with no problem, and all that stuff is broken down in their body, and it's not toxic at all in terms of feeding those mealworm larvae to your fish.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're doing that in Peru because we use a lot of styrofoam material for insulation. There's no fiberglass insulation there, but we can buy large styrofoam blocks. And with the styrofoam that we have left over, we have mealworm cultures that are consuming that styrofoam. So we don't have to put them in the waste disposal, or we don't have to burn them or anything like that. We can actually recycle that material. So if you have styrofoam, you want to get rid of it, don't put it in your trash, get some mealworms, and that's all you have to feed them. You don't need, they don't need water. You just put a chunk of styrofoam in there, and they will consume the styrofoam.
Wow. That's mind-blowing.
Yep.
Now, what can eat an adult mealworm?
Well, an adult mealworm is a beetle, a black beetle.
A beetle.
It's a beetle. So the mealworms that you see are the larvae. So you really don't want to feed the adults, just because those are what's going to be making the juvenile mealworms, the larvae itself. So, cichlids will eat mealworms. Any large predatory fish will eat mealworms, as long as they can get their mouth on it.
It'd be funny if you could take some kind of like they gut load crickets and stuff.
Yeah.
And you like you would season a steak or something. You take and season the styrofoam with something extra that you would want your fish to have. And you put it on
you could probably throw some yeast on there. I'm sure they would consume the yeast.
Oh man. Oh, this is amazing.
Yep.
Wow. So where do you get mealworms from?
You can go to Petco, go to any big box.
Just the mealworms from
those mealworms. Yeah.
Oh.
You can get 20 mealworms for $1 or so, and just throw them in a plastic container with some styrofoam, and you have a nice little system. Yeah.
Is it safe to feed them to reptiles after they consume the styrofoam?
Oh yeah, it's safe to consume. Yeah, anything.
They break it down.
Yeah, we can eat them. Yeah, mealworms are eaten by people, so yeah, it's a.
Wow. Wait,
so
did you say mealworms are eaten by people?
Yeah. You've never eaten insects?
No.
Yeah, insects are in many parts of the world. Insects are eaten very readily by people.
I can't say that
Tarantula. I've eaten tarantula before.
Can't say that I crave insects. Sorry.
Well, it's a really sustainable
survival thing. That would be different.
It's a sustainable protein product.
Wow.
Yeah. I've eaten them when I've traveled Southeast Asia. I've eaten them in Mexico. They have chapulines, which is a fried grasshopper that's kind of eaten like potato chips.
What?
Yeah. It's.
I mean, I've heard of like chocolate covered crickets and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't.
Yeah, in Cambodia, fried tarantula.
Tarantula
spicy
like
tarantula. Tarantula has a slight shrimp flavor to them.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not kidding.
Now, what happens to the venom?
It's all broken down when you fry it. It's all broken down. It's all the venom is a protein, so you're denaturing the protein when you cook it.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's our future, high protein, low resources needed Crickets
Yep.
aren't bad.
Yeah, and it's a much more sustainable protein product than beef or pork or even chicken. It's just the thought. Yeah, I know. It's the thought that most people have, but that's yeah.
I mean, who other than in a survival situation would just say, get up in the morning and say, "Hey, I want to go eat some crickets today or some mealworms today."
Okay, I'll put it this way. Okay, if Paul McCarthy was still here, he would have no problems with this. But in Europe they eat horse.
Oh, I know.
But we would never think of it because that's not, that hasn't been part of our society.
Right. Well, some place eats dogs.
Some place eat dogs and cats. It's whatever's in that society.
Right.
In that, that's
you grow
what
up
they're used to. Yeah.
That way you don't know any different.
Yeah.
But wow.
I know it's
sex.
You haven't lived until you had fried tarantula with chili sauce. Good.
Oh my gosh.
I took a group of students to Cambodia one semester, and I told them, if you did not eat a tarantula or one of the other insects, you could not pass this class.
What?
Yep.
Oh.
And they all did it. They all ate it.
Oh, Sonny, she sleeps with her mouth open. So, yeah, she's eating bugs. Shut up, Sonny. I mean, yeah, that's unconscious, though. I'm not consciously eating a bug. I mean, I might, but not, then.
Well, in Peru, they eat palm grubs, which is like a big mealworm, but it's really squishy.
Juicy?
No, not juicy, more like pudding inside. So when you bite it kind of just explodes in your mouth.
No.
Yep.
Oh no. That would be the end of it. That'd be a wrap. I mean, like, I have a hard time watching somebody eat earthworms. Oh.
But I ate earthworms in my class once.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Not fried, just plain with the dirt still on them. Just.
Yeah, we were in an animal behavior class I was teaching. We're just looking at behaviors of animals as you move up in the evolutionary tree, and so we did some basic behavioral work on earthworms. And afterwards, I said, "What do you do with the earthworm?" And it was big old night crawlers, about 4 or 5 inches. And they said, "Oh, well, we can put them outside." I said, "No, they're invasive, so you can't." So I said, "Best thing to do is," and I dropped it in my mouth. I said, "Best thing to do is eat them."
Oh.
They, I tend to try to. I like shock value in my classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any of them vomit after seeing you do that?
No vomit.
Okay.
I was given a presentation to an aquarium club once, and they were talking about how to euthanize fish.
Okay.
And one of the ways you can euthanize fish is put Alka-Seltzer in a cup and put the fish in, and it basically gives them carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh. They just go to sleep.
Yeah, just go to sleep. And it was some goldfish. And I said, "Okay, what do you do with the goldfish afterwards?"
Yeah.
And they said, "Well, you can flush them down the toilet." I said, "Why?" And I drank the goldfish down. I said, "Protein, why get rid of it?"
Oh, Doc.
They didn't like that at all. I saw all their mouths just drop up.
Oh.
I said, in the 60s, they used to have goldfish eating contests at universities.
What?
Yeah. That was very common in the 60s and 70s. They would
had
have
nothing else to do. Just eat some goldfish.
That goldfish swallowing contest, and how many people you can stuff into a Volkswagen Beetle. Those are the contests. That's what they would do.
Oh my goodness. Right, Miss Lori? Wow. In Colombia, they eat those huge ants that taste like popcorn.
Yeah, some of them have a nice, like a citric acid taste too.
Wow. One of our entomology bonus assignments was to create a dish out of insects. The catch was you had to sample at least one of the recipes. Luckily, I already had a 98 score, so I didn't have to participate. Right. We eat unwillingly swallow an average of 4 live spiders in your sleep each year.
Well, if you eat ketchup, you use ketchup.
Yeah.
Ketchup by law is allowed to have so many insect parts.
What?
Before it becomes unusable. Because there's a lot of insects on the tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Yeah. And so when you're having your ketchup, you're eating, ground up, pulverized insects. You just don't realize it.
But don't they clean them?
Yeah, but it's not 100% clean. Do you eat figs? Like figs?
No, I don't eat a fig. I don't like figs. But my husband does.
Okay.
And Landon does.
In figs, they have a little aphid that lives inside the fig plant. And so when they make fig Newtons, a lot of those little figgy parts, little seeds, are going to be the aphids and the eggs of the aphids.
Many foods are this way, Matt says.
Yeah.
There's Alex. That's why we're talking about this, Alex.
Yep.
Just got through watching the
talking about eating insects.
You got the link in your email.
But I said, if you're coming on, I'm going off. You can go back and listen to the first part of the stream. I said that.
Golly, I cannot believe this. This is.
That's, if we show up to an aquarium meeting together, I'll bring some insects for you. I'll pack some fried tarantula for you. That's what we'll have.
God, okay. I mean, I guess if it tastes like something else other than what I have in my brain, I'm okay with it. I just got to not think about what it is.
Yeah. That's.
Like I've had beaver before, but I was tricked into it.
Beaver, huh?
Beaver.
I'll leave that one alone.
Yes. I'm talking about.
Was it beaver tail? Beaver tail or the beaver meat?
Joe, was it the body or was it the tail? The what? The body? Yeah. Not the tail.
Okay. Yeah, the tail is filled with fat, so you could. It's if you need grease, you can cut open the beaver tail.
Wow. No, we had a big beaver building a big dam, and it had to go. But yeah, it wasn't bad. Really, it wasn't. If I would have known what it was prior to it, I wouldn't have eaten it.
But you guys, in Louisiana, common eat squirrels, and some people would say, I would never eat a squirrel.
I don't eat squirrels, but they do.
Yeah, when I was in school in Louisiana, I ate a lot of things that I only saw the hillbillies eat, on TV. But you only live once. You might as well enjoy life.
Okay, got y'all going in chat.
I mean, who was the first person to eat crawdads? Come on.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That looks like a big bug.
Mud bugs are called mud bugs. So,
mud bugs.
Yep.
Right. And in fact, I can't eat them unless I rinse off the like after you peel the tail.
Yeah.
I have to rinse it off. I can't eat it with everything on it.
So you don't suck the heads.
No. Oh no. No.
That's where all the spice goes.
Yeah, I can't do it.
All that fat, that fat is also where all the fat is where all the bad things from the water goes. That's their liver up there, and they're filtering all the whatever's disgusting, pesticides, herbicides in the water.
Yeah.
You name it, that's where it's going.
And then you're eating it.
Yep. Possum. I ate in Cambodia. I ate cobra.
Wow.
Yeah, I was taking a picture of a cobra, and my friend said, "Are you done taking the picture?" I said, "Okay, yeah." Well, little did I know he killed the cobra, and we ate it that night in the soup. And then they take the gallbladder and cut it open and drop the bile into the wine. So we had cobra bile wine that night with dinner.
And how was that?
Bile, I mean, we've all tasted bile.
Yeah.
It's a very bitter. Yeah.
Right.
It's bitter.
Very acidic.
Yeah. So, but that's, there was a common thing in Cambodia because, they were in prison, put into camps, and we're only given a cup of dry rice a day per family.
Wow.
And so the saying was, if it had 4 legs, as long as it wasn't a chair, you could eat it. So they would eat every animal, eat every insect. They know what plants to eat, what plants not to eat, because that's how they survive.
Right.
Yep.
The pilgrims fed lobster only to their animals.
Well, it used to be that they fed lobsters to prisoners in prisons in, the early 1900s.
Wow.
Yeah, lobster was a peasant food.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Shrimp have a liver and a heart in their heads.
Yep.
Wow. Just a space during all the bug talk. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine, Rico, when you dance for your wife. That's probably pretty disgusting.
Oh, leaving it alone. On that note,
it's time to leave now, huh?
Well, we've got the Monday live streams to go through. So hold on to your seats and you'll get to see what comes up after the morning show.
We won't be talking about foods on my live stream, I promise you.
Oh my goodness.
For the Monday live streams in Eastern Standard Times. We started off Father Fish at 9 a.m. And at 10 a.m. it was the Aquatic Morning Show on Manes, Tails, Fur, and Fins. It's Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. At 12:15, Afternoon Chapter Live with Rico Stan. 12:15. At 1:30, it's Dr. Anthony with Aquarium Conservation on Orkoff. At 3, it's Geek Out with Dave and Rico. At 4, Corvus Awesome. 5, Sweat Your Plants with Stephen P. and Kelly Foreman. At 6, the Musings with Fantastic Freaks. That's Austin. 7, Michael's Fish Room. Also at 7, It's Monday Mayhem with Mr. and Mrs. Metalhead. At 8 o'clock, Daily Pod Aquatics. The pod. 8:30, Selected 32138 with Fishy Talk, discussing flower moisture. At 9 o'clock, it's the Garden of Eden. Grant. And at 10, it's Fishy Biz Aquatics in the hotspot. How hot will it get? And Liquid Zoo. Thanks for making this information easy to find at fishfam.link and Lefty32138. Thanks for your live stream calendar on your website also.
There you go. Yes, 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 yes. But I'm missing something. I'm missing this. I'm pushing buttons. Hang on. And yes, of course, there is always more room at the table for another coffee cup sponsor. You guys, tomorrow we have Kasha from Creative Pet Keeping is going to join us. So we've got a lot of people joining us the rest of the week. We've got Kasha tomorrow. And then Thursday, we have got Mr. Andre from Aquatics. Finally, I've been trying to get him to come on for a while, and it's not his fault. It was my fault. And then Friday, we have Miss Rebecca Bentley, the ichthyology. What's her YouTube
Freshwater
name?
ichthyology.
Freshwater ichthyology. That's right. Yes, she's going to join us on Friday. And then next Thursday, we have Mr. Ben Ochart. So, and more in between that. So we have a lot coming up, you guys. Don't miss the morning show. You know, you get your day going, right? It's the
Get your blood going too.
Prelude to everything else the rest of the day. So we hope.
Hope you all have a good lunch today.
That's right. Everybody, don't forget Dr. Anthony's stream, Rico's stream, and everybody else down the line. If you need to go and check out, see who is coming up next, you can always go to fishfam.link and click the live button, and it will show you who is live at that time. So with that, I want to thank my super stickers. Thank you, Eric, Wyrock, and Witchworld so much for those. and everybody that came to be at the morning show this morning. So we will see you in the morning. Thank you, Dr. Anthony.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Anytime.
Well, you know why I say that.
Anytime. Y'all have a great rest of the day.
It's a live bearer mosh pit. So watch it, don't knock it, drop and fry every day, ain't gon' stop it. People saying hey and whoa and take it slow, it's out of control, but they don't know I got a mother-loving biome. Nature! So leave it alone, they're doing fine in a happy home. Making babies with their fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers is kinda gross, but you know that's the way it goes. Now I'm in the midst of a colony blitz. It all started with a batch of fry. The mama died, but the baby survived and grew up and thrived. Then the guppies kicked the breeding into overdrive. What was accidental and incremental blew up into an exponential and totally mental experimental hit. And the fish police threw a fit. I guess they just couldn't handle my live bearer mosh pit. Best not front on me about this company, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spine or time to hear you whine. Talk the fish police. I'm making hybrids I desire to acquire and combine entire lines designed to inspire and surprise and advertise the rise of my monkey fighting live bearer empire. You looking all distraught, you think it's overstocked, but you got no shot to sway me, you're an afterthought. Yeah, I got guppies getting blitzed on duckweed. Had enough of these, well they don't stop and neither do we. You might call it a challenge, it's a foot per gallon. Your rationale is sound, but it's a little unfounded, 'cause I'm gonna be crowned as the best flippin' mud guppy breeder around. On this earth, then my mutts, I assert, are gonna make you a convert to a chaotic tank that doesn't take much effort or the hand of an expert. Look, all I did was rap and 5 guppies just gave birth. Best not front on me about this colony, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spines or time to hear you whine, 'cause you best not front on me about this colony, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize the plants with fish food. Don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun. I got the new genetics for the color theoretics, a different aesthetic. It's cosmetic and frenetic. If you don't get it, I do. I got a vision, it's eidetic. And your derision, well, it's really quite pathetic. Now you see a bunch of platies, they're looking fatty. You think it's fatty, and the plants are overgrown, getting kinda ratty. It's alright, little laddie, just look me in the eye and tell me who's your daddy. Best not front on me about this colony, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. You might think from this rhyme that I'm mucking up guppy lines. Ain't got no crooked spines or time to hear you whine, 'cause you best not front on me about this colony, 'cause you can't spell guppy without that one and only G. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize the plants with fish food. Don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun. Yeah. You think I give a fudge about some algae? What, you afraid of shiznit getting too natural up in this biznatch? Good sir, dispose of your TDS meter, for it measures organic and inorganic solids, and it's more beneficial to learn the chemistry of your water. Thank you very much. If you wanna do like I do, fertilize the plants with fish food. Don't fret about being overrun, just chill and have some fun.